The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for the August public meeting. I'm Linda Muma, a Public Information Officer with CalRecycle. If you haven't tuned in for a while, we've made some changes to the format to serve the public better with communication that is accessible, inclusive, and plain language as possible. Today's meeting will include a structured format with the goal of setting a context with the critical work that CalRecycle does, that many of you do, and to make some important announcements as well. We welcome your feedback as we continue to improve public meetings. Before we get started this morning, a quick mention to those who wish to submit a comment. You can do so through the public comment portal. You can find the portal on the CalRecycle homepage. Just click on Public Meeting in the left-hand column. In the text near the bottom of the page, click Public Comment Portal, and then from the drop-down menu, select the first option, Monthly Public Meeting, to type in your name, email address, subject, or agenda item, and submit your question or comment there. Please keep them brief, and make sure to indicate which agenda item that you are referring to so that staff can direct them to the appropriate person for a response. We'll, of course, address your comments during the public comment period coming up a little later this morning. Our first agenda item today is the director's report. CalRecycle Director Rachel Machi-Wagoner is tied up in a meeting this morning. However, Ken DeRosa joins us now with several updates, including a visit that Rachel took part in to one of California's largest wildfires, and some information on the application process for a current CalRecycle pilot program as well. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Linda. Thank you very much. Appreciate everyone being here this morning. I guess to begin, we recognize that these continue to be difficult times for everyone. There's a great deal of uncertainty. With that, we're just very grateful and appreciative to all of you who can join us in this forum and engage with the department, not just in this context, but through the day-to-day work that we do. As always, the professional women and men of CalRecycle are hard at work, keeping the department programs going, advancing our causes, achieving our mission. And we recognize that that is a joint effort between you, our stakeholders, and the department. And so we're appreciative of that. We're very much looking forward to this meeting. There are a number of things that we want to highlight in terms of what we're doing, advancing some new projects and opening up opportunities for growth in some of our programs. To touch on Linda's point, the director recently visited the Dixie Fire site. I'm sure all of you have been keeping track of that. It is a devastating incident. Throughout Northern California, thousands of people have been displaced, and this fire continues to upend the lives of Californians and create longstanding problems in terms of air quality, destroying private property. In the context of the 2020 fires, the mission that we are currently engaged in, CalRecycle is 98% complete on clearing debris from the 2020 wildfires. We're making progress on final safety protocols, and we've returned 54% of properties to counties. When we consider the magnitude of that fire, over 6,000 parcels, 26 different counties, that is a remarkable achievement. And we stand ready and prepared to assist California in the recovery from this year's wildfires. We want to talk this morning about some projects that we're starting. We're excited to announce that we're able to start taking applications from cities and counties for the Beverage Container Recycling Program pilot projects. We'll have a video about that. You'll recall seeing some examples of the projects that have already begun. We're encouraging all communities with CRV redemption challenges and inquiries to apply for pilot projects. We're already seeing a lot of enthusiasm and a great deal of success with the current pilots. The new pilots can be across a county. We can have multiple counties, multiple cities working together, and we stand ready to answer your technical questions and program questions in terms of how these can work. And as I said, you'll see some video about this later. We're committed with these pilot projects to bring that convenient redemption to as many regions as possible, recognizing that there is capacity for 5 new pilot projects. So we're really keen to hear your ideas. We're really keen to share what we know, share what has been working, and the perspectives of some of the other jurisdictions that have been involved. So with that, Linda, I will turn it back to you. And once again, very grateful for everyone being here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ken, for providing that update this morning for us. Now to an update on the Beverage Container Recycling Program pilot projects. As Ken mentioned, applications are now open for California communities who want to pilot new models for bottle and can redemption. Encouraged by local innovations like at-home pickup service, bag drop redemption, and mobile recycling, lawmakers recently expanded the Beverage Container Recycling Pilot Program. It allows CalRecycle to approve and fund 5 new pilot projects for communities to explore new CRV redemption methods. It also extends the sunset date for all pilot programs to 2025. That includes the 5 previously awarded pilots in Culver City, Irvine, San Francisco, San Mateo County, and Sonoma County. CalRecycle's Jennifer Akins explains how cities and counties can expand redemption access in their communities in this short video.
California is taking on beverage container redemption challenges by expanding a first ever pilot program to make it easier for people to cash in their empty bottles and cans. The legislature approved funds for 5 more pilot projects to customize recycling programs to local needs. The purpose of the pilot is to explore innovative, creative, and convenient methods for Californians to get their deposits back on their empty beverage containers.
There was $10 million allocated to the Beverage Container Program pilot projects.
As part of the first round of funding, communities around the state launched innovative programs including drop-off service, pickup service, mobile recycling centers, and fixed locations with limited hours.
They come here, it's clean, people are friendly, they get in and out really quickly, the location is ideal.
As with the last awarded pilots, communities with redemption challenges will have the freedom to propose more flexible operations than the bottle bill allows for traditional recycling centers. And pilots receive funds to help them launch.
And luckily, with the grant from CalRecycle, we've been able to offset a lot of the startup costs.
Interest is already building in communities where recycling centers have closed amid the COVID-19 pandemic and declining scrap material values on the international market.
Last time we had more applications than we had spots available, and we anticipate that will occur this time as well. So I would get your application in as soon as possible if you're interested.
CalRecycle is accepting applications now, and the process is easy to navigate.
The first thing that they need to do is request a map. We will provide that map for them if they tell us what area they would like their pilot project to occur in. And then we'll provide them the documents and work through with them on how to complete those documents.
CalRecycle will review the application, determine whether the proposed project will meet the community's needs, and if approved, will ask for 2 main documents, including a completed work plan and a budget identifying costs.
One of the goals of this legislation is to consider geographic diversity and to consider rural areas as well. So we are really looking for pilot projects in areas that we don't already have pilot projects. And so it's not just limited to the city within a specific county, it can also be counties working together to service an area. Some of the information that we want to glean is really how we can better get convenient recycling into communities. And that's why it's so important to have the local governments partner with us to implement these pilot projects.
If all the documents are completed and the grant is awarded, cities and counties could launch their projects and start incurring costs for reimbursement in as soon as 30 to 45 days.
This is a huge impact on the people of California and our environment for generations to come.
These projects will help California update its beverage container recycling program so it can better serve all Californians.
And to implement these innovative new models for bottle redemption, each pilot project can request grant funding from CalRecycle. Deputy Director Matt Hennigan joins us with a new award for one of the previously approved pilot projects, a part of the last round of grant funding. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, and thank you, Linda. Right, so This program, it needs no introduction. You gave an excellent intro. We are here to announce a $1 million award, part of the previous funding that was available, to Our Planet Recycling. They are the grantee for the city and county of San Francisco. The recycler is running one of the 5 pilot projects that are approved under SB 458 and AB 54 to help communities overcome challenges to local recycling infrastructure. San Francisco began rolling out its pilot program last month, with the opening of a buyback style recycling location. The city continues to work to establish bag drop locations as well as mobile recycling centers and other recycling locations with limited hours. So this is a $1 million award to the last of the first 5 pilots that are approved. I've already approved this award based on staff recommendation, and I want to thank the staff over in our Financial Resources Management branch for working this grant through the process. Our next item involving grants is just a reminder that applications for our rubberized pavement grant program are due on September 29th. So for any of you who work for cities, counties, local jurisdictions, this grant, the program provides competitive grants for public works projects that use rubberized asphalt concrete, either as hot mix asphalt itself or as a rubberized chip seal top layer derived from California generated waste tires. Local governments can apply for funding for roadways, but also for bikeways, greenways, and disability access projects at public parks. The notice of funds available was posted on July 20th, so hopefully you're already working on this, but if this sounds new to you, you still have until September 29th to get those applications in, and I'd encourage everyone to visit calrecycle.ca.gov/funding for all information about all of our grant programs. Passing it back to you, Linda.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for those updates, Matt. Before we move on this morning, a quick reminder to those who wish to submit questions and comments on an agenda item to please send them to the public comments portal. You can find it on the CalRecycle homepage. Just click on public meeting in the left-hand column. In the text near the bottom of the page, click public comments portal. And then from the drop-down menu, select the first option, monthly public meeting, type your name, email address, subject or agenda item, and then submit your question or comment. Please keep them brief and make sure to indicate which agenda item you are referring to so that staff can compile your questions, comments, and direct them to the appropriate person for a response. And we will address them during the public comment period coming up a little later this morning. Now for an update on CalRecycle's wildfire debris removal program. As crews continue to clean up from last year's record-breaking wildfire season, last week we learned that the Dixie Fire, burning in Plumas, Butte, Tehama, and Lassen counties, became the largest single fire in California history. Let's check in with Deputy Director of Debris Recovery Operations, Tina Walker, this morning with what this year's large wildfires mean for CalRecycle's debris crews that are already working out in the field. Good morning, Tina.
Good morning. CalRecycle's disaster recovery operations has been actively monitoring and coordinating with the Governor's Office of Emergency Services. And together we share the concern for those personally impacted by these fires and the brave men and women serving on the front lines, risking their own lives for public safety. As containment is achieved, many remain displaced, and the request for state assistance on the road to recovery is being addressed. Like I said, CalRecycle is working closely with the Governor's Office of Emergency Services, and we're looking forward to continued collaboration in helping local governments recover from these devastating fires. Here at CalRecycle, we're reinforcing our capabilities by staffing up in areas of project management and adding key oversight positions, including analysts, field engineers, and strategists to help us with the long road to recovery ahead. While we're doing this, we're also wrapping up the 2020 statewide debris removal operation, which has assisted 25 counties recover from last year's devastating fire siege. 98% of properties that were enrolled have been cleared of structural debris, and over half of them have been returned to their local communities for rebuilding. This widespread operation has been the first of its kind and has demonstrated the state of California can efficiently operate a broad, geographically diverse debris operation as efficiently and effectively as we have previously in single jurisdictions.
Thank you so much for those updates, Tina. It's important work, so we appreciate you joining us this morning. Now for an update on California's super pollutant reduction law. California communities are making strides to combat the climate crisis through the implementation of new organic waste recycling and surplus food recovery programs. California passed Senate Bill 1383 in 2016 in an effort to fast-track climate progress by reducing emissions of methane and other short-lived climate superpollutants. Food scraps, yard trimmings, paper, and other organic waste rotting in landfills is a top source of methane emissions in California. The law requires jurisdictions to implement new programs to collect and recycle organic waste and develop programs to recover and to redistribute surplus food to hungry families in their community. CalRecycle continues to develop new resources and planning tools for all agencies and businesses impacted by these requirements to assist with implementation and relieve some of the costs to local governments. This includes several new websites. For example, our new hauler page lays out requirements for waste haulers collecting organic waste. The department approved waivers page outlines waivers available for 1383 collection and provides forms to apply for them. And the determination of technologies that constitute a reduction in landfill disposal page outlines the technologies that could constitute a reduction in landfill disposal. Please note that the tools were developed by CalRecycle as a courtesy for informational and example purposes only. Use of these tools are optional and is not a regulatory requirement. We are constantly adding more tools and guidance, so make sure that you are signed up for the short-lived Climate Super Pollutant email listserv. Soon we will publish a page with training videos and past webinar recordings. You can find all of these pages, tools, and resources by going to our short-lived climate pollutant page. Please continue to reach out to CalRecycle for any technical assistance regarding Senate Bill 1383. We are available for meetings as well as presentations. Moving on now to our pending solid waste and tire facilities permits. Check out this quick video to see how California facility standards help keep our communities safe.
Protecting the health of Californians and their land, food, water, and air is a big job. Local, state, and federal agencies play different roles to enforce public health and environmental safety standards. In California, solid waste local enforcement agencies process applications, issue, and enforce permits for solid waste facilities. These include landfills, transfer stations, compost facilities, or similar operations. CalRecycle must verify permits are consistent with state requirements. Permits can only address areas within the authority of local enforcement agencies and CalRecycle. Check out the link below for more detailed information. Emergency waivers allow temporary changes to solid waste permit requirements in response to local or state disasters. Local enforcement agencies may approve the waivers, which are good for up to 120 days and may be extended. CalRecycle must review approved waivers and can condition, limit, suspend, or terminate them. Check out the link for more detailed information. For waste tire facilities, CalRecycle processes applications, issues, and enforces waste tire permits. These include requirements to make sure tires are stored and processed in a way that reduces potential threats from fire and disease-carrying vectors like mosquitoes. Check out the link for more detailed information.
CalRecycle is committed to protecting public health and safety by ensuring that California's waste regulations are followed. Branch Chief Paulina Lawrence joins us now with a statewide update on facility permits. Good morning, Paulina.
Good morning, Linda. First of all, I'd like to start off with those permit actions that are continuing on the agenda. Athens Arundel Material Recovery Facility and Transfer Station, which is located at 2200 Arrow Highway in Arundel in Los Angeles County. This is a new solid waste facilities permit Action is needed August 24th, 2021. Also continuing on the agenda is Golden Bear Waste Recycling Center, located at the foot of Parr Boulevard in Richmond, California. This is in Contra Costa County. It's a modified solid waste facilities permit, and action is needed August 30th, 2021. New to the agenda is John Smith Road landfill, located at 2650 John Smith Road in Hollister, California. This is in San Benito County. It's a modified solid waste facilities permit. Action is needed by October 22nd, 2021. Preliminary review of the application package includes the following changes. Increase in the site design capacity from 9,354,000 cubic yards to 9,797 cubic yards. And also to incorporate the updated joint technical document. There will be no change in the current permitted tonnage, acreage, hours of operations, disposal footprint, or maximum elevation. For this capacity increase, which is a slope configurations, CEQA was completed as an addendum with the lead agency providing the required findings. CalRecycle did review a draft of the addendum and provided a couple of comments that the lead agency addressed. This permit modification is not for future expansion. That proposed expansion is going through the CEQA process, and the EIR is currently being developed. Also new to the agenda is Shafter Wasco Recycling and Sanitary Landfill. This is located at 17621 Schofield Avenue in Shafter. This is in Kern County. It's a revised solid waste facilities permit. Action is needed October 2nd, 2021. Preliminary review of the permit package indicates the following proposed changes. Increase the permitted facility boundary from 357.48 acres to 407.69 acres. Increase in the operating hours for waste receipt from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. to 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days per week. And then an increase in the axillary hours from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. to 24 hours, 7 days per week. Increase in the composting design capacity to 100,000 tons per year. There is also an update to the estimated closure year to 2054. There is an addition of additional transfer processing operations will also be included. Also, we have 2 new permit applications that are new and not on the agenda I'd like to go over and announce today. That is Capistrano Greenery, located at 32250 Avenida La Plata in San Juan Capistrano. This is in Orange County. It's a new compostable materials handling facilities permit. Action is needed by October 5th, 2021. Preliminary review of the permit package indicates the following proposed design parameters. A composting facility that will receive green material, agricultural material, manure, and wood waste. Permitted hours for receipt of feedstock will be Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and operating hours will be 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Permitted maximum tonnage will be 204 tons per day. Permitted acreage will be 18.6 acres, and the design capacity will be 77,000 cubic yards. Also new to the agenda is Modesto Co-Compost Facility, located at 7001 Jennings Road in Modesto, California. This is in Stanislaus County. It is a modified solid waste facilities permit, compostable material handling facilities permit. Action is needed November 3rd, 2021. CalRecycle is the enforcement agency for Stanislaus County, and the department did post for Modesto Co-Compost Facility that an application for a modified solid waste facilities permit was accepted as completely incorrect on July 6th. And this was noticed as a public notice. Preliminary review of the application package includes the following changes. Update the name of the permit to compostable materials handling permit. Incorporate and updated documents that describe and or restrict the operation of the facility. update enforcement agency conditions, and then incorporate the updated report of composting site information. There'll be no changes in the current permitted area, hours of operations, or maximum tonnage. Lastly, I'd like to go over a waiver that the department received since the July meeting. This is for the City of Los Angeles. It is for the facility of active recycling material recovery facility and transfer station. On July 21st, 2021, the City of Los Angeles Department of Building and Safety Local Enforcement Agency granted an emergency waiver of the permitted daily tonnage until November 17th, 2021. This is due to the emergency resulting from COVID-19. Next, Deputy Director Mark DeBee has an update on a project that is happening right now in the Central Valley. Mark?
Thank you, Paulina. Sounds like we are keeping busy with all of the permit actions. So thank you to you and your team. Yeah, I wanted to provide an update on an ongoing project in Stanislaus County. CalRecycle continues to work with the Central Valley Regional Water Quality Control Board to address impacts associated with the Bonzi landfill in Stanislaus County. Activities include the placement of a cap system on part of the landfill and making minor related improvements to the landfill gas collection system, site drainage, and fencing. The contract was awarded to Ford Construction on July 29th of this year. The award is $6,077,000. Construction is anticipated to commence in late August and will run through February of next year.
Okay, fantastic, Mark. Thanks for that. And before we let you go, I understand that there's also an exciting career opportunity to announce in your division. So can you tell us a little bit about that position?
Yes, Linda. CalRecycle is now accepting applications for a new position that will build and lead the enforcement branch of the new 1383 short-lived climate pollutant program addressing diversion of organic waste. This is an environmental program manager 2 position. And I'd like to encourage anyone who has experience building new programs, either at the state or at the local level, to apply for this position. We're looking for someone committed to our climate and waste reduction goals, hopefully shared goals. This is a chance to make a significant positive impact to improve the environment and build a program that will lead the nation in addressing a key source of climate pollutants. So thank you for the opportunity to share that opportunity for folks to apply. Back to you, Linda.
Thanks so much, Mark. And CalRecycle does have a number of openings right now. So you can find the new Environmental Program Manager 2 position that Mark just announced on today's edited agenda. You can also find this position and other CalRecycle career positions on our LinkedIn page by searching our department at calhr.ca.gov as well. And here's a quick video about CalRecycle careers that help save the planet.
Want to make a difference for the environment?
CalRecycle's mission to protect the environment and public health. That aligned with my core values.
CalRecycle needs your passion and drive to build a brighter future with less pollution and more green jobs.
It's been a really great experience getting to work with so many different like-minded people who are all working to protect the environment, to decrease our waste, to increase recycling, and to source reduce.
Join the team that's taking on the climate crisis, reducing climate sleeper pollutants from rotting food and yard waste.
Diverting waste from landfills is one step towards reducing climate change.
Providing 115 million meals to hungry Californians through surplus food recovery and managing the cleanup from climate disasters.
We go down to different areas that have been impacted by wildfires, and we actually conduct debris removal on all the properties that have burned down.
Join the team that's fueling a new circular remanufacturing economy, fighting trash pollution by giving old products new life, with programs that help California reuse or recycle over 426 billion bottles and cans, 15.6 million gallons of paint, 7 million mattresses, and about 264 million tires.
I really enjoy working here at CalRecycle because I get to do what I love. I'm communicating with the public. I'm providing them with resources that will improve the environment and overall public health.
Join the team that's keeping dangerous waste from contaminating our most vulnerable communities with programs to safely manage 2.5 billion pounds of old electronics, 2.2 billion gallons of used oil, and over 1.5 billion pounds of household hazardous waste. We need innovative, forward-thinking team members committed to our environmental mission. At CalRecycle, it's more than just a job.
I get great benefits. I have medical, a retirement plan, and a flexible schedule.
It's your opportunity to help save the planet.
If you're looking for a challenge, if you're looking for great career development, I highly recommend CalRecycle. Take advantage of the opportunities and apply now.
Thank you so much. Just a quick reminder that you can find a complete list of positions and application deadlines on the calcareers.ca.gov webpage. All CalRecycle job openings are listed under the Department of Resources, Recycling, and Recovery. Now, next on the agenda is the Biomass Conversion Facility Annual Report. Deputy Director of Policy Development, Zoe Heller, would normally provide today's update, but couldn't be here today, so she passed along her notes this morning. Biomass conversion facilities turn materials like wood waste and nutshells into electricity. Senate Bill 498 requires annual reporting on the amounts, the types, and the sources of biomass materials, and facilities started reporting this information back in 2015. CalRecycle has 24 active biomass conversion facilities. Back in the 1980s, there were more than 50 in the state. The decline is due in part to cheaper sources of energy like natural gas and solar, the cheap cost of landfilling as an alternative to biomass, as well as fluctuations in subsidies to these facilities. For 2020, facilities reported on material accepted from 4 source categories. More than 1 million tons came from agriculture, over 700,000 tons from forestry, more than 1.3 million tons from mill residue, and over 900,000 tons from urban sources. Overall, totals accepted by biomass facilities decreased by about 1 million tons, or 19% from 2015 to 2020, with a 10% decline from 2019 to 2020. But the sectors did not all behave the same. Urban declined by 48%, agriculture declined by 17%, mill residue increased by 1%, and forestry increased by 23%. You can find more detailed information on this item and all of today's agenda items by visiting the CalRecycle homepage, selecting public meetings, and then clicking on today's date to download the meeting agenda. Now to a conversation with the California Association of Local Conservation Corps. CalRecycle currently provides grant funding to 14 local conservation corps locations. This includes from Sonoma County in the north to San Diego in the south. The Corps employs, educates, and trains young people in a variety of conservation and recycling projects. CalRecycle Director Rachel Machi Wagoner and a few CalRecycle employees took part this month in an online discussion about green jobs and efforts to reduce, reuse, and recycle waste. Take a look at this video.
Careers that help save the planet.
The planet keeps us alive. And if we're not going to steward that, it won't be able to.
That was the focus of a live streaming conversation between CalRecycle.
I really see my job as laying a foundation for all of you to change the world and fix the planet that we live on.
And young people from disadvantaged communities finding career paths through the California Association of Local Conservation Corps.
I have a really big interest in recycling because I believe in global warming.
The Local Conservation Corps consists of 13 state-certified nonprofit organizations and 1 program through the San Joaquin County Office of Education. Their mission? To preserve and protect the environment while providing job skills, training, and educational opportunities for the next generation of environmental champions, opening new career paths to collectively save the planet.
Green jobs are expanding There are so many different ways that we're building them within California. We are working on supporting innovators in the recycling and the circular economy field, to those who want to reuse materials or find ways to break things down and create new items.
CalRecycle provides grants to the local Corps with funding support from its waste tire, used oil, beverage container, and e-waste recycling programs, giving Corps members the opportunity to take on diverse recycling and recovery projects to help their communities thrive.
What I realized was that there's a lot of material out there that can be recycled. So like our program, for example, we have a food rescue program in which we receive donations from Target and Sprouts.
The Corps members are motivated to meet the unique needs of their communities.
We're losing our topsoil like 10 times faster than it regenerates, but humans can speed up that process.
And ready to help California fight the climate crisis.
What I would really like to see is some sort of composting program at my Corps.
Create a circular or reusable economy.
We're starting up a little program where we're reselling the e-waste that can be reused.
And implement new laws to reduce organic waste and recover still fresh food for Californians without enough to eat.
Your generation is the generation that is going to change the world. I am just absolutely inspired by the way you all look at the world and your place in it.
CalRecycle supports local conservation Corps programs, paving paths forward for lifelong environmental careers for the next generation.
This was the fourth live discussion in a series of 5 the California Association of Local Conservation Corps plans to hold this year. It's looking to host even more online discussions next year and increase its engagement with young people as well. Before we open it up to public comments this morning, we'd like to remind everyone that you can find more information on each of the agenda items we discussed today by visiting the CalRecycle homepage, selecting public meetings, and then clicking on today's date to download the meeting agenda. And that's where you can find more in-depth information on today's items, as well as links and contact information should you have any questions. We are working to make the process easier for you, but this is how you can access the information for the time being. And now let's bring in Chief Deputy Director Ken DeRosa to help address the public comments this morning. Good morning, Ken.
Hello, Linda. Thank you very much. So we do have a few questions and comments. For a couple of these, I'm just going to summarize them. So I'll start off with 2 comments from Doreen Smith Power, asking for a quarterly recycling report that states how CRV is dropped off and is being reprocessed, excuse me, and sanitized. Doreen, what I would recommend is perhaps you contacting us, and we can contact you to kind of talk you through in some greater detail how the Beverage Container Program collects the material and processes it. It's not necessarily that it's sanitized for reuse, but it's moved through other methods to be used in other materials. I also want to note that very, very soon we should have a release of our next quarterly report on the status of the Beverage Container Recycling Fund. And that will have some of the data points that you're looking at in terms of recycling, how much is being recycled and returned compared to what's being sold. And we also do anticipate soon to be releasing some other biannual reports. And you can find much of that on our website, but if you're wanting clarity or additional details on what those are, please reach out and we can spend some time talking through what those are. But as always, do appreciate your questions. We have a couple of questions from Leonard Lang. The first has to do with prepayment control regulations. It is correct, yes, the state auditor in 2014 recommended that the department develop prepayment control regulations. I will tell you that we are working on those regulations and we will promulgate them upon completion, and we will make our stakeholders aware of when that process will happen. Another question or comment rather from Mr. Lang is the department created a 25-pound maximum limit in emergency regulations for pilot project programs. Will this be reversed? Want to clarify that SB 458 as well as AB 54 authorize the department to develop responsive regulations towards the pilot projects. And the department exercised that option to set a 25-pound maximum limit in emergency regulations. We will see how that works as these pilot projects develop and evolve and as we evaluate them. A question from Gwen McKellen regarding, or comment rather, regarding Oregon's bottle drop program, the redemption centers in the state. And the comment is this: it would be great if California could bring bottle drop redemption centers to our state. They work very well in Oregon, clean, easy to use, equitable, and well liked. They even support refillable glass bottles. No need to reinvent the wheel. Oregon is a great model to follow. Gwen, that's kind of the perspective and understanding that we're hoping to gain from the pilot projects. Some of the pilot projects, as you may have seen in the video, do have a sort of backdrop element to them. I know that Oregon's bottle drop redemption centers also, some include what we refer to as reverse vending machines. And so these are the kind of models that we're testing, hoping to gain greater awareness of their effectiveness here in California. California's program is somewhat different than Oregon's, but clearly there is an interest in exploring these ideas and understanding how they best work for California. So thank you for your comment. The next comment that we've received is from Veronica Pardo, and the question is this: will the SB 498 Biomass Conversion Facility Annual Report for 2020 presentation be made available? I see no link on the agenda. Thank you. My understanding, Veronica, is that yes, that will be made available, and we'll provide that to stakeholders as soon as we can. And Linda, at this point, that is it for public comments.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks so much, Ken. And thanks to everyone who participated. Yeah, thanks to everyone who participated in the public meeting today as well. We hope you enjoy the newer format designed to make communication accessible, inclusive, and as relevant as possible. We welcome your feedback, so feel free to leave us a comment on the public comment portal. In the meantime, have a great rest of your morning and week, and we will see you next month. Bye, everyone.